capital that wants to find the solution. The world is short energy. The world knows it needs to diversify away from just the traditional sources of energy. And I think it's not going to be prescriptive. I don't think it's just going to be top down. The kind of models that the US government has created through the IRA, that is clearly one of the good solutions. I think capital markets and investors saying, hey, we want to change the solar model to one that embraces volatility. That's an example where private markets, no one thought of this. They just started seeing where markets are going. And I think it's that back and forth between here's some government objectives, here's some government programs, but here's what the market is figuring out that no one thought of. That's why we have markets. And I think that's what I get most excited about, that we're finally starting to see the blend of this. Some rules and regulations, some government policy incentives, but the market's doing what they do, which is going to where the opportunity is. And that can sound like just a bland statement, but you can see it with all the capital that is now coming, all the companies that are being created. We don't know where this is going to go. We do know that we need more energy with a lower carbon content. I think with policy risk, there's no question you're going to need government policy to address the issue of, let's just call it excess greenhouse gas emissions, and it's the excess that we're trying to hit on. I think the challenge, and I'll perhaps give the American perspective, is when we start getting wrapped up in the ideology of this type of energy is morally good and this type of energy is morally bad, I don't think you're going to end up having any type of transition. So how do you have policy that gets at the core objective? We need affordable energy, we need more of it, but we need it with a lower carbon content and a lower environmental impact. And I would love for policy from governments to focus on that broader objective and not declare, I like this and I don't like this, where it then gets caught up in the culture wars of the United States, where one side has an ideology, the other side has the opposite ideology, and you net out and nothing happens. And you end up with the worst of all worlds, which is a lot of volatility in energy markets, insufficient energy supply, and no change to your greenhouse gas emissions. So let's try and take the culture war out of our energy.